What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at now. So you clearly see the title of the broadcast. And my issue here is that we've come so far of a distance with each other as black people, men and women, and things like that. We're having these types of rhetoric being pushed out here. It's already bad enough that, men, period, get thrown under the bus in this country. And, be honest with you, we kind of allowing it. But at the same time, though, too, definitely in the black community here, this is an egregious situation. Definitely because all of these women that are talking out the side of their neck actually, come from men. So, they want to get rid of the black men, but how are you going to keep having black babies? So listen, look, we're going to dive off into this. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
Perception, because like the goal of this conversation should be to like progress, right? Unless you're ladies that you don't want to fucking deal with men at all, then we should talk about.
We don't want to deal with black men at all.
I love all men and not black men. Just okay. Not black men.
Well, is there any women here who don't want to deal with men, period, or is it just black men, or is it a mixture?
It's just black men, and we actually want non-black men's help in these corrections that you speak of.
So what are the corrections that you're looking for specifically?
Force, because that's the only thing that's gonna work.
But I mean, what are you looking for black men to arrive at? A place of understanding of like, what do you want to see?
Well,
we believe that there is no hope for them. That we don't believe in changing their minds. We don't. But I'm trying not to say what I really want to say because you're on stage. But if they could not exist, hey, we wouldn't be mad at.
So you clearly hear the rhetoric here, and from. Jesus, this is wild, bro. This is wild. You clearly hear what these ladies are saying and stuff like that actually come from men, and it's the downright hatred for yourself that's involved with this, because this in all reality, this really doesn't have anything to do with a man wholeheartedly. This is the self-hatred that these ladies have for themselves because of who they were born as. And, we have to realize this, everybody want to try to blame men for every damn thing all the time. When you get ratchet people like this that are wishing, death upon other people, and she's not even talking about somebody that she personally knows. And I mean, it could be too, but, she's wanting the whole entire black male species to disappear. She's not just talking about some dude that she know, and even then it's still egregious. She's wanting the whole black male species to disappear. And we are at a point here, definitely, that we need to understand that there are some black women out here that definitely think this way. And the reason why black culture is having such a hard time coming together like the days of old and actually being, together on a lot of stuff is because of, we have women like this that think this way. I've never heard black men say anything about wanting women to, wanting black women specifically to, just be deleted. Like, we're not going to go to, we never went to white women and be like, we want you to get rid of black women. Like, what is this? What is this? And to go to the 3K people and demand that they do something to black men for them, it's like, how y'all think that shit gonna really end up? Let's just be honest here with ourselves. Let's have a real conversation about this shit here. How, hold on. What are these women's real life thought process? How they think this really going to end up? That these white guys are going to jump on their white knight horses and ride into the hood or wherever, or wherever black men are, and just start, offing black men for them. I mean, how do they really think this is going to play out? you know, even if you're listening to the situation here, even the white guy was like, you know, saying, what conclusion is that you want, you know, black men to come to? Even he was trying to be a little logical here, you know, regardless of his affiliation or not with whatever, you know, group that, you know, allegedly he's a part of here, because, you know what I'm saying, we don't know how this really came about. You know, apparently, you know, from what I'm hearing is on Clubhouse, things like that. But this, listen, look, this is still wow. And to sit there and think that you're going to get some a male figure of another race to, you know, straighten out black men and or do something to black men to get rid of all black men, that's impossible, baby. That's impossible. You know what I'm saying? You'll be long perished and dead and gone on this planet before white men are able to really do that type of shit. This is crazy right here. Let's keep going, because this is pure D ignorance. And I hate that we have some black women in our culture that think this way, because this is wild.
I think for me, I think I want the coddling culture to kind of stop. I think they get validated a little bit too much and they're not held accountable as much as white men, Hispanic men, Asian men. Like, the legal system works to their benefit a little bit more than they think it does. They're seen as the ultimate, like, most oppressed. And I think that coddling culture needs to stop and they need to be held accountable for their actions.
So what are black men not being held accountable for? You know, it's just a bunch of talking out the side of the neck here, and an overwhelming amount of it too. What are black men not being held accountable for that black women, that these particular type of black women that think this way want black men to be held accountable for? You know, I mean, what, you know, the fatherless households, we already know how, you know, what really led to that situation. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely wasn't black men that technically wanted to leave the home. What the non-simping that most black men are not trying to engage in anymore, you know what I'm saying? You know, the lack of, you know, being stupid and things like that. I mean, what is it that this particular group of black women that think this way really want from black men, that they are so engaged and they will go out and seek white men like that's supposed to scare us, you know, to get rid of us? Man, this is hilarious. I mean, it's not really funny because it's a damn shame that we do have, you know, hidden figures of women in our culture that do think this way. And sad part about it is, you know, most black men, y'all walk past these type of women every day. Every day. Now these black women that's saying all this crap right here on this, whatever this is, they won't say this in public to a black man. They won't get they won't walk down the street and say this to black men. Well, I'm gonna get the white man to off you. They won't walk down the street and do this, but they'll hide behind these cameras and stuff like that and microphones and talk completely out the side of their neck. Completely out the side of their neck. Then get offline and, you know, go be stupid somewhere else and won't actually, you know, state what they want to state or what they are really, how they feel to a black man, to a black man or black men's face. That's all I'm saying. Say it to black men's face that you want to, you know, get the white guy to delete us. Say it to our face. How about you do that?
Because we live in white male patriarchy, white men set what's socially acceptable. So with you all setting what's socially acceptable, the degenerate behavior of black male culture needs to be checked, and there needs to be more, because we're no longer looking for accountability from them because they've proven that they will not take accountability. We need the men who set the culture to make them take accountability by exacting some sort of consequence for perpetrating behaviors that are not socially acceptable, because you all create the socially acceptable behavior.
Exception.
So You know, they create this socially acceptable behavior and all this stuff and things like that. And she wants, you know, black men to be held accountable for, you know, the lack of whatever it is she think that black men are supposed to do for her, you know, shit, or not do whatever. Man, this is insane here. And this is a fair warning out here, you know. Now how this situation came about, things like that, this conversation, but this is going viral. This is ridiculous right here that these women are sitting around here going behind black men's backs, plotting on them this way. And these are the same black women that you may see walk down the street every day, you know, checking you out at Walmart, you know, man, please, you know, coming into your bank if you're a dude that work at a bank, you know, man, the same, you know what I'm saying? And it's ridiculous that these people throw rocks and hide hands. Throw rocks and hide hands, man. This is sad out here, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Listen, look, man, as black men, you got to watch your back. Not even with other black men, you got to watch your back. Definitely with these black women that going behind your back, some of them, and talking to other men of other races about trying to get rid of you. How they going to pull that off? You know, it's crazy, but it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.